Yes, people. Welcome to the Manchester United Unfiltered podcast. Big up to Boohoo Man for sponsoring the video. Make sure you go and get your Boohoo Man jumpers if you want to. Go link in the description below. Get you 10% off. And big up to Boohoo Man for sponsoring the video. We're back. We didn't do Sunday. I got a lot of messages saying, where's the Unfiltered show? What's going on? You know what? I asked the lads if they're available. They said yeah. So big up to the lads for coming on. Getting time out of their, you know what I mean, their busy lifestyles.
You need a Sunday off. You need a Sunday off, mate. You need one all the hard work you put in.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. 100%, man. I was in London, so London's just a crazy place at the minute, man. So yeah, man. Big up to everybody who's watching right now. Please smash a like on the video if you're watching right now. Get them likes up early. Let's get 100 likes up as soon as we can. But Andy, how are you, mate? Everything all good?
Yeah, been all good, mate. Yeah, just been working, chilling out. I'm just craving. There was no football to go to on a Saturday.
Oh, I'm telling you, man.
A month without football, and it's now we've got basically 9 months of it. We've got football hard, yeah. So 9 months of football, good or bad. So yeah,
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good, man. Absolutely pleasure again. You got the call up again, man. I told you, man. Consistent double A. Big up to you, man.
Yeah, man. Like my last year, innit? Come here, first debut, and then can't get me out of the team. That's what it is, innit? I appreciate coming back. Obviously, you know, like you say, you was in London, but I was looking forward to coming on again. So, yeah, man, I'm just happy that normal football's coming back. I don't see. I'm a Brazil fan, so the boys are playing tonight, but I don't. The whole England thing, because it consumes you for 2 weeks or whatever it is, you can't get away from it, and it's just annoying by the end of it. Obviously, see what happened last night, which I'm sure we'll speak about, which was for me hilarious. But yeah, it's just good to be getting United back this weekend. I can't wait, and it's good to see you guys as well. Hope you're all doing well.
Hopefully, as well, and obviously big up Flawless when he comes in. Big up to you, man. Each and every time. But Andy, let's start, man. You know what I mean? Luke Shaw's come out with comments saying we're a bit too harsh on Maguire. A lot of criticism is a bit unjust. He does well for England, but yesterday he played for England, and I think it was 2 mistakes: the penalty and the one where he gave the ball away on the edge of their half, and then they countered and then they scored their second. I mean, where do we go with Maguire now? There's a lot of abuse, criticism, everything that's going on right now, but it just feels like one of the situations where, you know what I mean, it's getting to that point now where the fan base have just had enough with him now and they want him sold. But where are you now on Maguire now?
I just think a partner of the ways is inevitable now. I've just had enough. I mean, that media leak or family member leaking it, or is it made up? I don't know. I've just had enough of it. I'm sick of it. He's always in the headlines, even when he's off the pitch. He's like, when he made that mistake for the penalty and he looked up, he looked like him out the in-betweeners in the England shirt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The one who thinks he's all out with the birds. Like
Jay.
that. I think
Jay.
Talking about Jay.
Yeah. He's chasing the in-betweeners. Oh, I've had her. Oh, yeah, she's nice and so's her sister. You know, I'm the king of sleeping with all the ladies. He's just like that. And it was like that moment. Just fuck off. Sorry. But it's time to move him on, and a partner of the ways is better for him. Get a career somewhere else. And his media team, I could say, wow, a humble apology, a sort of an apology. Where was the apology for last season, mate? In the last 9 months, so I've washed my hands of you, mate. We are better off without you, and we're flourishing. Happy days.
Absolutely, man, and obviously double A, man. It's one of them. Yesterday, you seen it. You know what I mean? It's just like a disaster waiting to happen. I mean, God forbid Varane and Martinez get injured, but we're going to have to recall too, you know, Maguire. Where are you now? Obviously, the fan base are in uproar. Twitter's obviously in meltdown because every time they hear about him, it's just constant now. It's just like, it's one of the situations where, does he need a break now? Like Smalley, you know how Smalley went to Italy and just went away from everything, like the abuse and whatever criticism, just went away and just made a whole. But I'm thinking Italy. I don't know if Italy won him at the minute. Like, I know it's slow their league, but this is double slow. This, like, Maguire moving the way he moves.
You probably find that too fast paced for him as well. To be honest with you, even in Italy, you know what I'm saying? Like, No. I mean, the thing with Maguire is now it's kind of
Sorry.
we're kind of stuck in that place where it's just going to be. You're not going to stop hearing about it until he's back in the team or until he plays a game for United because, I hear United fans are getting the blame for it now because we've not supported him. I don't. It's England fans that boo him. United fans don't boo him. Do you know what I mean? I remember, I can't remember which game it was, and the first game after he'd had a bit of criticism, United fans were singing his name. So I know it's online fans maybe, and it's England fans that are giving him the grief. But for me, this is the thing where we miss Fergie because I think if he was going through this during the Fergie times, Fergie takes him out, goes and gives him a 2-week break, go away on holiday, clear your head. Probably won't play for a month and just come back refreshed and it'd give him a small League Cup game or here or there a little game that wouldn't mean so much. But the whole problem with Maguire and the thing I find the worst about him is that he doesn't know when to shut up. He can't not say something stupid, and that's the problem. Like his PR team, his management, his agent, whoever just need to say, listen, don't say anything. Don't be coming out saying I made the team of the year or the team of the tournament, and it's the attacker's fault, it's the keeper's fault. Just keep quiet. Just be quiet. Bide your time. Get back in the United team. Play well, and it's the small steps, but it's the constant. England fans are in uproar because he can't get United's team, but he's starting for England, and he's causing them issues. So it's a tricky one. And I think he's got a good manager in that. Ten Hag will just keep him now and say, listen, I'll play you when it's right to play you, and we'll go from there. But something needs to happen with him soon because he's just not getting any better for the lad, is it? And it's just a nightmare for him.
Yeah. Big up to Big Steve. He was there last night. He said Maguire ball was awful last night. Just got back and he's horrendous. This is it, man. You know what I mean? Anytime, you know what I mean? And you know what's crazy about it? Like City were after him, and now he made them kind of like situation where his sources came out flawless, and he said, "Oh, if he was in the City team and Diaz was in that team, I'd do better at City." But Diaz would struggle. I'm like, no, man, you got to have some self-reflection, and you've been poor, man, for United. You know what I mean? And Maguire needs a bag of speed. That's all. Bloody hell. Man, you know what I mean? Again, zero filter, man. But this is the Unfiltered podcast. But Flawless, man. Yesterday, you watched him last night. But you know what I mean? 2 mistakes that led to their goal, man. There's no confidence within him. He's shot for confidence. The fan base don't believe in him. It's almost as if, like Andy said, we've hit the crossroads now. It's surely we've got to sell him either in January or in the summer. Like there's no going back. And there's certain players that you just know there's no going back. And I think this is it now for Maguire.
Oh, absolutely. And it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Normally, if I'm a Manchester United fan, so I'm with the players, even if they're going through a bad run of form, even if I don't rate them. But the biggest problem I have with him is just his complete lack of self-awareness. Like Double A mentioned it there. He doesn't shut up. Always saying the wrong thing. Do your talking on the football pitch. I've said this. All we want as Manchester United fans is for you to perform well on the football pitch. If you perform well, that shuts up 99.9% of people. Look at Scott McTominay as an example. He's played well he's played well lately. And all we've done is praise him. All he's getting is plaudits when he was one of the most criticized guys. But again, just continues to talk and say the wrong thing. What makes him think he would get in a pep team? Like, what is it crack? Like, what is going on? Like, what is happening? I really, really don't get it. And all that was yesterday with England that's just karma, man. God don't like ugly. And when I say ugly, I mean attitudes. And he made 3 mistakes for the 2 goals because he gave the ball away, then he gave away the penalty, and then he got caught for the second goal. And like I say, it couldn't happen to a nicer guy because that was the fallback that people stated, oh, he plays well for England. And then he goes and does that on the big stage at Wembley against Germany. I was saying, like, it was really, really good. And they were singing his name in the first half. I seen people putting up stats on Twitter from his first half performances as well. So you just love to see it. Because even before this game, he was talking again, saying how he was injured going into the Euros and he was playing well and all this rubbish and that. And yeah, we do need to cut ties. Because again, what we were saying at the start of the season, I'll forgive and will forgive a lack of skill. But what I won't forgive is a lack of will. And his mentality is just all wrong. It's never ever accountability. It's never, I need to do better. I made mistakes. You know what I'm saying? He was talking about leadership. You're the captain. How about you lead the back line? I wanted to blame De Gea, saying he needs to put pace, and then the manager needs to put pace around him, and the tactics was all wrong. And you know what? The thing is these things are true in what he said, but it's like you're just the wrong messenger at this point. We don't want to hear what you have to say. So yeah, man, let's just cut ties. And like I said, I'm glad what happened to him happened yesterday.
Yeah,
I'm happy about that.
Limping, didn't I?
Did he walk out limping? Yeah, I did see. They said that.
He played for 10 minutes, and basically, if he had any inkling about him, he would have come off. And now he's injured, and he's put United. If God forbid we get any injuries, he can't. He's not available. You know what I mean? So he basically he shot himself in the foot there as well.
Yes.
Even Gareth Southgate could have brought something last night, but he didn't.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he was gonna.
He's wrong.
Yeah, because with the amount of games we are going to play, and I know you lot have already mentioned this as well in terms of just like 9 months straight of football, he was going to get game time like everybody else in the squad, just because there's literally 2 games a week for like the next 6 weeks. I think even on a Sunday in October, we play Everton at 7 p.m. That goes to show how many games there is and how much games is going on. We play Europa League games as well. Carabao Cup start. So he would have actually played, because everyone in our squad's going to play. I don't know what other centre backs we've got. I know Lindelof's obviously there. I'm not sure who after that.
Yeah.
Oh, is Axel still here?
Now he's part of the players that are being told to train with the under-23s now. So he's
what
not
about
even.
Williams? Is Williams got? Or is he still there?
Have we got?
Williams is still there, but he's part of the Finger squad as well.
Have we got no young centre backs? Because I'm saying, like, if you are a young centre back right now, you're gonna play.
We got
injuries or not.
We got Menji, but he wasn't played under in what do you call it, the preseason. Van Davey wasn't played. It's a weird one, isn't it? I think Ten Hag is very, very meticulous. I think it's about attitude for these players, you know. Ten Hag, whoever shows attitude, whoever is willing to train hard. I think that's where you've seen it. The ones that have been training hard and ones that have been playing, they're the ones that are starting and consistently now. No messing around.
Thing is, Ali's been giving attitude, and I don't think that's going to go down well with Ten Hag.
Yeah.
I won't be surprised if he'll go in the office and they'll have a 1-to-1. What's this all about?
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe De Gea. I want to see De Gea fucking pull his hair as well.
That's outrageous.
Who's been saying that?
Yeah. We got a couple of quotes from Luke Shaw. I'm going to bring you them right now. But basically, it's kind of like, I don't know, he's almost obviously backing for his boy, but at the same time, he's on the sidelines as well. So obviously, he has to kind of look out for someone, because then at least then, you know what I mean, he comes out here. But basically, if we run through the quotes, it goes here. Luke Shaw, I'll be honest, it's been a tough period at the moment. Of course, Maguire is an amazing player, an amazing character. He has taken a lot of stick, but probably more than I've ever seen before in football. But he never hides away. He's always there.
No.
Lack of self-awareness, man. That's such a big lack of self.
And he played with Paul Pogba for years. And he's saying that's the most stick he's ever seen.
Well, there you go.
You want to see stick? Look at the stick Saka got, Sancho got, Rashford got for missing the pens. That is stick.
Yeah.
There, right then, racist abuse and everything. That's nothing. I said that's nothing. That.
Yeah.
Some tweets. You know what I'm saying? Hurt his feelings and that. That's what it is. Literally some tweets.
Well, Roy Keane said something and he cried.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Everything he's getting is just because his form it's been terrible for 12 to 18 months. It's nothing.
Yeah.
We're not saying things that aren't true about him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's the craziest thing.
True.
Double A. That's the craziest thing is he thinks his form hasn't been that bad and it's everybody else's fault. That's the wildest thing about all this. He thinks it's legit. It's everybody else's fault.
Living in the classroom.
Yeah, it's
living in the classroom.
And stuff like this from Luke Shaw don't help. I know you're trying to help your friend. You're trying to help your brethren. Cool.
Yeah.
But read the room. You know
read the room. Yeah, this is what I mean.
All
Keep
you
it
do
for him, man.
Is get people more on his back. You just need to go away, shut up, and perform well in training and perform well when you get on the pitch. That's what you need to do.
Yeah, it's mad. And the thing is, Luke Shaw had a good game. Just don't focus on that. Focus on yourself. Talk about what how you can get back in the Manchester United's team and the trouble. Like, don't mention Harry Maguire. Just move on. Like, this is the thing. I think some players think that they have to talk on everything rather than turn a question down. They think, I need to speak up for him, when really you're probably doing more damage than you've done good, Luke. Yeah. So, you've got to battle yourself. You've got to get past Malacia, which it ain't going to happen for a while. So, just be quiet, concentrate again on your own game, and see where that gets you. But
yeah, exactly. He carries on to say, you can have people that hide away and not want to be in the spotlight, but keeps putting himself in the spotlight, and it shows strength and character that he has got, because, come on, everyone knows he's an unbelievable player. I mean, that statement, why do you have to say that when he's playing probably the most horrendous form? Honestly, like, you're just putting so much pressure on the guy. Like, look what he's saying here. Look at it. Look at the words he's saying here. Look, it shows strength and character that he's got, because, come on, like, he's almost saying, guys, what are you guys talking about? This guy's an unbelievable player.
Do you know?
I'm just like,
do you know what it reminds me of?
Yeah.
You know when you're trying to words up your boy to a girl and he's a bit of an idiot, but you're trying to say, listen, he's a nice guy, you know, he's like, top job. You're trying to think of everything, you know, he's really nice, he's really kind to his mum. He's like, honestly, he's the sickest guy. It's like, that's what it reminds me of. When really, you know, she's going to see through him in a couple of weeks and bin him off. Do you know what I'm saying? But
yeah, well, I'm sure he's a decent person with his family and that. He's a down-to-earth person.
Yeah, of course.
He's a decent person.
Yeah.
Know what's going on personally. But for criticism on football, you've got to take the criticism.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And if you're not up for the fight, then don't even be bothering the room. Stop crying foul when it's you, the individual. Yeah. If I get done in work and I got pulled a couple of weeks ago for my performance, I up my game, and that's what I do.
Yeah, I
take the criticism and I take it rightly. Nobody likes criticism, but I don't like, oh, it's not my fault, I didn't do that. No, it is my fault.
Yeah.
100%.
Weak mentality, and that's the problem with him. You know, like Flo's saying, it's everyone else's fault but himself. You can't. There's no accountability. You can't just take it on the chin and say, "Listen, yeah, I need to do better, and that's what I'm going to do." It's, you know, this has happened, and he'll never succeed at the top level with that attitude. Unfortunately, he's just found himself in a situation where he's been made Manchester United captain wrongly, and he thinks he's made it. Unfortunately,
every Man United captain is always could actually wear it with pride, because you know the background he's got and his performances on it. You got Brian Robson, you go over the years back, even then, like you got Roy Keane, Rio Ferdinand, like it was captains, like I say, like that. They were, but Harry Maguire is not a Manchester United captain. He could be a part of the squad, but that's it. He's not captain material. And it's now it's his ego, and he thinks he's the bee's knees when he's not.
Yeah. He goes on to say, at the moment, the confidence might not be there, but it feels like the world is against him. It's tough for him, but us players, staff, we are all behind him, because he's a very important player. It's one of them. Like, is that kind of like Luke Shaw thinking that he's better than Varane and Alessandro Martinez, and maybe the importance of that one, or is it a case of just him backing him to the?
Yeah, he's just backing his brethren.
Yeah,
that's all it is, Saeed. Sorry to cut you off. Like, he's just backing his brethren, but he's doing more harm than good, because all you're doing is adding more spotlight and more eyeballs. This is just pissing more people off. People already don't want to hear from Maguire about Maguire. They don't want to hear from Luke Shaw about Maguire. Legit, there's nothing you can do right now. You can come out with the correct message right now. Maguire could big long post and everything he says, and he takes accountability, and he's like, "I'm so sorry to the fans. I need to do more." And we still wouldn't want to hear it. It's literally past the mark of no return at this moment in time. The only thing that can save him, the only thing, is good performances. That's it. You know what I'm saying? He needs to put in immaculate performances. That's all. And I don't think he has the ability to do that. And I don't think he has the mentality to do that. So I believe he is finished, because he doesn't feel, like I said, not once has he said, my performances haven't been good enough. And then it seems to be a circle around him, whether it's players like Luke Shaw, whether it's his family, are doing the same thing. It's like, yo, somebody tell him.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember what I said the last episode we did, and I was saying, Flores was saying, you know, go and get some games of England and stuff, and I was saying it might actually be better if he was dropped from England. I think.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I think Southgate's in a lot of pressure now to maybe drop him. I think we've seen.
It'll finish him.
England fans. I think Southgate's under a lot of pressure now to.
So it's either Ali goes or Southgate goes. Yeah. So
he might do what Ollie did and just down his sword and be like, you know what, these are my guys, and I'm going to back them to the cows come home. And if I get sacked, I get sacked, because he didn't change it, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and that's why I compare him to Southgate, because they're very similar in terms of they've got their favourites and they want to back them all the way. Where they've got to realise if things are not working, you've got to change it. You can't.
This is it. This is it with that, with the United, some United players, the battering. Excuse me, the batterings we got last season. Nobody stood up. Nobody wanted to know. Liverpool 5-0, Maguire, Luke Shaw absolutely roasted by Salah and Mane and all that. And they didn't want to know. They all ran away. The same against City at the Etihad and Old Trafford last season.
Yeah.
Big Steve, he was there.
Yeah,
it was a training ground match. It was embarrassing.
And
there's no accountability for it, and they don't want the criticism, even if the mistakes are constantly happening. They just don't want to know. They're living, like I say, in a glass house, and they don't want to face the real world.
Yeah. Big up to Big Steve. He says here, Manchester's blue. Make sure you wipe your feet Sunday, champions section. Well, listen, man, don't worry, Steve. We'll be meeting on Thursday anyway for the Manc Talk special. So
I love
make
that.
Make sure you're there, Steve, because I'm gonna back United, but I'm not really that scared on Sunday, if I'm being honest with you. I believe in what we're doing. I believe in our manager. This is not Ollie now. This is not Ragnick. We've got Ten Hag, mate. So just hold. We actually got a plan now. So yeah, man. Don't be too confident there. But he carried this one here. This one here was probably the tipping point that I think Double A. That I think that maybe United fans just kind of was like, what are you talking about? He said, look at the Euros and what Maguire's done. People need to understand that he's a big part of England team and they have to accept it. I think that was what it was. They have to accept it. Like, it's almost as if like he's saying to fans, like, whatever you think, what I mean, we don't really care. And you basically got to accept that Maguire's a good player and he's good for England and just accept it. Like, don't be moaning, basically. And all you social media fans, stop moaning, basically. And this is the thing, isn't it? You know what I mean?
I think was it Southgate even came out and said when he got the job, people better not expect them to get in the team on reputation alone.
Yeah, he did.
And true enough, he's gone against that. And this is a problem with England. And I think international football should always be based on form. And it needs to be your best 11 that are playing the best in the country. And it can't, how. Fair enough, he's in the squad. I get that because of what he's done in the past. But how he's starting the games over people like Tomori, especially in Italy as well, that was a big cause for uproar on social media just because, that's his playground. He's playing against these players week in, week out. And, he deserves to have a chance, especially over Maguire, who's not even in his club side. So, Southgate really needs to start looking at, I can't keep picking my favourites. I need to be going off people who were playing well. There's an unfortunate injury to Stones the other night. But tomorrow should be getting a chance over Maguire, and he really needs to look at it because they say going into this World Cup, it's probably Southgate's last chance to get anything. Because if they get knocked out of the quarters or even fail to get out of the group, he's gone. You don't want to die on that sword like Ollie did, like you said before.
Absolutely. Again, then Luke Shaw, for the whole interview, he talks about Maguire, then he finally talks about himself, which, again, I don't mind this bit here. A bit of, one thing that he did do well, Luke Shaw, that Maguire didn't, was have a bit of self-awareness on what his game was. And he goes here, the first two games weren't good enough. I fully understand the manager has to make decisions. Now the team has been winning and we've got to bide our time. The only thing I could do is keep supporting the team, keep training hard, and just wait for my time. This is it now. You know what I mean? You've ended it on a positive note, Andy. You know what I mean? Now you have to work on your own game. But Luke Shaw, from what you've seen of yesterday and what he can do at Man United, is it a little too late for him, or do you still think he's got a chance in this United team with what Malacia has done? Do you think it's similar with him? Is he towards the end of his time, or do you think he's got a bit more about him?
I don't think he's got a bit more about him. I think your second choice now. And I even think for Malacia, when Malacia in January or next year, we'll buy back up to cover Malacia. And I just think Luke Shaw's on the way out as well.
Yeah.
Be part of the squad, train hard, maybe get your chance, but I don't see it happening. He's been here, 8 years now. He's had, out of the 8 years, he's had about, I would say, 5 good seasons. That's it. He's had one last season was poor. 2018 was awful. When we finished 6th, or 2019, wasn't it? Yeah. So he's coming up to a point where I think he'll be shipped out and moved on. Come next summer, I don't see him going in January because I don't see any transfer activity with our owners. But I could see, Pinnacle move Maguire, Luke Shaw moved on. But he has come out and openly admitted his form has been poor, and he's unlike other people, he's taking the criticism and he's taking it on board and working hard.
Yeah, Z said here, flawless. Definitely, Luke Shaw needs another chance. He's good enough. Is it too little in terms of application now? Is it in a case of now what Malacia can give you? He can actually play weirdly right back. He played it on against Europa League.
Yep.
He played it. You can play that inverted forward role. Can Luke Shaw give you that? You know, I mean, as well, you got to look at the intensity levels. I think that's been Luke Shaw's biggest downfall for me. Has been the intensity levels hasn't been up there. He hasn't wanted it. He hasn't. And when all of a sudden his place look like he's under scrutiny, then he starts to almost perform.
Yes,
and that's what Ten Hag can't do. We're not in that situation now where you want to perform just to so that another guy goes in the team. You've got to perform at every single game. You know, you've got to have that standard now.
Absolutely, and that's that's my biggest issue with Luke Shaw. Is again, it's not. I said it just before. It's not a lack of skill; it's a lack of will. How are we talking about like when Bruno had the ball and he refused to overlap? That's not a skill set thing. You know what I'm saying? That's not technical. Just refusing to run. His performances only seem to get better when his position's under threat. We've seen it with Malacia. We've seen it with Brandon Williams when he's took his position. That's a bad skill set. He's been here 9 years now, going on 10. I know he's been here a lot. He's closing in on a testimonial, and we're still talking about getting the most out of Luke Shaw. I've been done with him. Is the skill there? Yes. But I reckon we can go and get a left back who's much younger on a cheaper wage and get better performances out of him. Because that's a very, very bad sign. His attitude is all wrong, man. We talk a lot about mentality. That's a terrible mentality that you only perform when your position's under threat. That's complacency. And we've heard managers criticize him time and time again. Mourinho criticized him. Van Gaal criticized him. Poch, when he was at Southampton, criticized him. So if all these managers are criticizing you and it's not from a technical aspect, it's all mental, that's a big issue. And you're under the microscope. Andy mentioned it. You're playing for Manchester United. It's all eyeballs on you at all times. So I've been done with Luke Shaw. I want him going in the summer. I'm tired. How long we gonna wait? We gonna give this guy 10 years to get good? Like, what's going on? I don't understand it at all. Like, we can't wait around for you to get good. We need you to be good now. We're trying to win now. So, yeah, with Luke Shaw, I'm tired. And even him backing Maguire, he played well in the Euros. Do you remember who England played in the Euros? You know, Scotland, Czech Republic, Denmark. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you lot were playing. Yeah, like, I give them credit for Germany. It's not like you lot were playing top nations. You lot beat teams you were supposed to beat. And all of a sudden now it's all held. Nah, man. It's outrageous, man. This is just the lack of awareness is crazy.
You know, and that's the thing, isn't it? It's about understanding that double A. You know what I mean? That kind of lack of awareness, and now you know what I mean. That it's a case of, again, there's too much talking off the pitch, but not on the pitch. You know what I mean? When they had their chances, there was no kind of realization that, you know what I mean, like we had to do it on the pitch. But all of a sudden, there's almost kind of reflection. You can't have that reflection if you're not willing to do it on the pitch first. Like, you know, later on you can say, you know what, but it's almost as if there's too much talk off the pitch and not a lot of it on it. Like, you've got to walk the walk. As much as you're talking, you've got to walk the walk, man.
Oh, 100%. And I think, you know, whether it's modern day football or this Manchester United team in general, but it's like the excuses are locked and loaded. I imagine their drafts and their Instagram and their tweets are mad full of excuses, and it's just just change the team every single time. Do you know what I mean? Because as soon as something happens, Maguire, rather than duck his head and say, he has to come out and say something. And the picture on his Instagram, he wasn't even in it. You know, what you apologizing for? Show you a bit down fallen or whatever, or forlorn, and then apologize. But showing a picture of a goal that you weren't even involved in.
He didn't apologize. It was his.
Well, yeah, it was a backhanded apology on it and stuff like that. But in regards to Shaw, I mean, it's again, I agree with Flawless, because it's just 10 years of excuses and hoping that a player's going to come good. It's like the new version of Free and Pogba, isn't it? Like, we're just waiting for someone to come good that probably never will. He's probably had his best season with us, and that was when no fans were here, and he's got a proper challenge now. You know, we saw it a bit when Tellez come in. He kind of upped his game a little bit, and I think Tellez dropped off to a massive degree, which allowed Shaw to get comfortable. But Malacia is a hungry young player with a lot to prove and a big future in the game, and I don't think he's ever going to get past that. And then, you know, a few in the comments, and I was going to mention it, we've got Fernandez as well, who's on loan at Preston. So he's also got another young player coming back from a season in a championship, he'll be saying, listen, I fancy my chance to get past you as well, to be honest. So he's bookended here with very two young, hungry players, and I don't think he's up for the fight. I have seen people mentioning, could he play left centre back? I think personally, I would take him there over Maguire because he's left-footed and he's not slow, is he? Like Maguire is. So there could be a future with him, maybe a left centre back.
Yeah, backstab you, mate.
Yeah,
hey, he would probably do it. He would probably do it as well. But
imagine that, like you big up your mate, and then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, I can play centre back if you want, when it's not really your position.
Yeah.
It might, if he wants to stay at Manchester United, though, that might be his only option, because I think we've got two very young, good players coming in. Who knows? Tellez might come back and stick around. I imagine he won't, but you never know. And I think, Shaw and Maguire are in very sticky situations for their future now.
Yeah, it's one of them, isn't it? Like, Andy, I mean, now Ten Hag, it's a very, very interesting situation, but we need everyone to be on board. As much as, like I said, I mean, they can't go anywhere now. I mean, they have to produce now. It just makes you feel like, if Varane and Martinez get injured, or one of the fullbacks, it's a different back four. Can we survive if we do have a change in personnel? Like, it's weird to say that because we've always been built with squads. Fergie, down to right now, it's always a squad game. It's never 11. We need a squad 11, and that's the thing. Like, the outsiders, do they feel like the insiders? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's a really, really interesting dynamic. But Luke Shaw saying that, what I mean, we're going to be there, we're going to be supporting. But I don't know, man. Are their levels going to be up there where they, like the rest of them are? That's the situation.
Their levels, we know their level, and their level was last season. So they're just hovering on the brink of the squad now, because we've got a good field vibe. We are up there. And all it takes is just say, I'll play him Sunday. And I don't think Ten Hag would be willing to take a risk, because we're on form, we're in feel-good factor. I mean, to make a silly tactical substitution, bring him on when there's no need to as well. So I just keep him on the outside, mate, because we are doing well. The fans are happy. The bond between the fans and the players is good. And I don't see the bond from the United fans towards Luke Shaw anymore, towards Harry Maguire. I know I probably am wrong, but it's we want to see players who want to win, who want to do well, not coming in and like setting that in between the field. You know what I mean? It's just rocking a boat, kicking off, and it's keep them on the outside, mate. We've got a nice tight ship, and we're doing well, and that's all I want to see for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, exactly. Zami says Southgate out for not picking Ramsdale. Saka, best English player. Andy, after you lose to City and we beat Spurs, we will be top. That's what counts. For now, yeah. For now. The season ain't finished.
You know what? If we lose Sunday, but Arsenal get goated by Spurs, yeah. Hey, Zane, you'll go quiet again Sunday night, won't you, mate?
Serious, look at him, look at him here, Zane. We're 35 minutes in. Zane out here arriving to the show later than a Harry Maguire challenge in the box, but here we are. You know what I'm saying? In that
he's on his mum's credit card again.
Here we are. Big up Zane, man. Big up Zane.
Yeah, man. Big up
Zane.
Big up everybody watching, man. Make sure you guys like the video, man.
Get the likes up.
Watching. Come on, let's get the likes up, people, man. And yeah, it's just one of them, innit? It's just gearing towards that derby day now. Finally, international break is over. You know what I mean? And it's now a case of, hopefully, I don't know, is anyone else, what do you call it? No one else has got out injured, have they, in this international break? Hopefully. You know what I mean? There's one more game left.
Brazil tonight, isn't there? And Argentina playing. You just play. Yeah. Fingers crossed. Nothing happens tonight. I mean, are they friendlies, or are they like Copa America?
Friendlies, because Argentina are playing. Argentina are playing Jamaica, so yeah, that's definitely
just get these out of the way, and you say recovery time straight on the plane back to Manchester. So
good thing about the Brazil games. They're in France, so that's not too bad. I know.
That's good then. That's good.
Not too bad. But I know America is in South America or America. I know. So
Argentina game I think is in the US.
Sorry, Argentina. Yeah.
It's in the US.
But Brazil's not too bad. It's just a quick flight, isn't it, from France and that. I think Ronaldo's the only one I know that's got anything. Obviously, got punched in off the keeper. That's the only one I know that's happened.
Portugal are playing as well tonight. I wanted to touch on Dalot as well. Adam Fahim said, big up the panel, Maguire slander again, and I love it. Despite union exams, I'll always find time for that, my bro. Yeah, man, big up to Adam, man. Love for that, bro. Appreciate the super chat, man. But yeah, in terms of this international break, it has been a good international break for us, you know. Eriksen has done well. Dalot's been carrying on his amazing form. Varane has looked good in that first game. Obviously, he didn't play the game against Denmark. Who else is out there? Bruno, I think, might have scored a goal as well. But
yeah.
Dalot is the interesting one, man. Dalot's about to get his new contract, flawless, man. Finally, we got a guy who probably deserves that contract for the way he's been playing and the way he's kind of like now revitalized his kind of, you know, his belief now. And to be fair, he was playing good last season. Let's be honest, like, you know, for large parts of it when Wan-Bissaka got displaced.
Yeah, he has, because his form, like you said there, he deserves it. His form has been good, specifically this season. But that comes to having the individuals around him and next to him, having a system implemented and having a manager. And we're seeing that. That's why everybody's playing better, including Dalot. And I've said this before on your show, I'll say it again. When you look at modern day fullbacks, he has the attributes. Is there more to get from him? Yes, absolutely, like going forward. But I think once we start dominating the ball more and he's getting more chance to, because people say, oh, his crossing's poor. And it's like, he's getting 3-4 crosses a game. If you up that and he's getting 15, 16 crosses, that's just volume. We'll see it with Trent, even though he's going through poor form, how many crosses he averages for Liverpool. Because you're getting more opportunity to put the ball in the box. And we've seen it in glimpses. Even the goal, I think it was against Southampton. He picked out Bruno, the clip ball to him, and he kicked it. And that's a quality assist. So we're seeing this. Obviously, he scored a couple for Portugal as well. So yeah, it's thoroughly deserved. And defensively as well, which people criticized him for, and which is something we don't associate with modern day fullbacks. But we're seeing the best of him from a defensive standpoint. And he wants to defend as well. That's why after blocks and, you know I'm saying, tackles, these are all high-fiving and hugging and all that type of stuff. And it's a feel-good factor. And this is the best we've looked defensively in a long time. And Dalot, I can only see him getting better as well. Because obviously his confidence. His confidence will be high. New contract, getting all this praise. You love to see it. So, yeah, man, I'm pleased to see Dalot actually getting his flowers because it's deserved.
Yeah, and obviously Eriksen, Andy, you know what I mean? Brilliant for Denmark the other day, man. I think for me, it's one of them players.
I've seen his goal. He scored, didn't he?
I think, did he score? Was it
Eriksen scored a banger, didn't he?
Yeah. Sweet
Absolute
left
banger.
foot or right foot.
Yeah.
I've seen it, top corner.
You know what, man? It's crazy how he's not got the captaincy role, the way he's obviously captain for Denmark and he leads by example. I would have given him the captaincy role, and I didn't look at him as a captain at Man United, but obviously Bruno's so Maguire's the actual captain, but Bruno's in the team, so he's the captain. But I think Eriksen, Andy, man, fair play, man. He's doing his bit now. He's another one that we got to keep wrapped up as well. Make sure we're making sure that he's got the perfect game management, because a lot of games coming thick and fast. But you know what, man? I'm so happy we got Eriksen now on a free transfer as well. It's unbelievable.
No, it's so nice, and it's so refreshing to have a player who's actually he's got talent. He's got talent, because our signings over the last few years. Why'd you buy him? Why'd you buy that? But this is like, this is like a nice cake in the shop. Oh yeah, this is good. This is good.
Yeah,
and I think he'll play Sunday, and I think he knows what derbies means. I mean, I think he'll take the game by the scruff of the neck. It'll be a midfield battle. So him and Bernardo, so him going up against each other. So yeah, and he knows what derbies are like when playing in North London. So I'm sure he'll be up for it Sunday.
I don't know if you watched the documentary, Double A Overlap, when he was with Paul Scholes, and then Paul Scholes talked about, like, you know, do you like Eriksen? Who's your best player at United so far? I said Eriksen. I said intelligence. He goes, just wants to play with intelligence. And you know, was it a kind of a little bit of a kind of a swipe at other players, maybe, but it just shows you how far we've fallen, that we don't have players who are very, very intelligent on the ball and can think for themselves and don't have to have initiative from the manager or whatnot. That can go out there. The manager trusts him and said, you know what, you go deliver for me. And he plays in that deep role, which I thought wouldn't be his position. I thought he would have been maybe further forward, but he's playing that deep role. And you know what, that could be his role for the next 3 or 4 years, because you know he's doing it now, and he's giving us that kind of that role where he's a deep lying playmaker all of a sudden. It's mad.
Yeah, there was a stalling on his signing, wasn't there? And I think a lot of people United fans were a bit embarrassed that he hadn't already said he wanted to come to us, and he was thinking about staying at Brentford. But I think Ten Hag massively trusts him, and that's probably what he was waiting for. He's probably waiting for Ten Hag to say, "Listen, you come here, you're playing every single game." And like you say, a lot of people thought he was a Bruno replacement, and they're playing together, which I think is starting to bring the best out in Bruno. I think. Sometimes you just need that intelligent player in there, and then everyone else starts to watch what he's doing, and they start to become a bit more intelligent. We're seeing it with Scott McTominay. We are seeing it with Bruno as well, and I think he is just being a catalyst. He's a very, very important player, and with or without the armband, it would be good if he had it, but even without it, I think he's proving that he's a massive leader on that pitch, and I think United have lacked leaders on the pitch, and we're starting to see a few more creeping in. Varane, obviously. What more can you say about him? Bruno's proven to be a decent standing captain. You've got Eriksen now. I think even Martinez has come in and started to show some leadership qualities in the communication in the back. And you spoke about him. I think even Dalot, the way Dalot was speaking off the pitch and on the pitch is refreshing, really. And I'm really pleased that a player like that is getting, like you said, like Flawless said, his flowers. And I think it was another player that's come in, and obviously. Jose put a lot of pressure on him from the get-go, saying he's the best young fullback in the world or Europe. And, as soon as you don't hit them levels, you can be shipped out alone. You can just be cast as a negative and not a good player. And I think there's always been a player in there. And Ten Hag's starting to get that from him. And I'm really happy for him. And, I mean, even that second goal he scored, like, what's he doing in the centre of the pitch? Like, you're right back, mate. Like, what are you doing?
He can do that Sunday for all like
Let's
telling you.
And then I'm happy for him, and it's just testament to the great start after the first two games that we're having under Ten Hag now, and everyone seems to be going away and carrying on that confidence. And I'm excited for him to get back and show them blue lot, the real team from Manchester can mix it with the big boys.
Yeah. I agree with Double A on that. I really do, because I think the intelligence factor, like you say, you come in it. Eriksen is on the same level as Bruno, and I say Martinez has brought the best out of Dalot as well. We've brought footballers with intelligence in, and it's making the other players actually acknowledge and face the fight for the places and thrive on it as well. And it's all good for the team. It's all we need and all we want. And let long make it continue.
Yeah, because they're characters. That's what we brought in. Like, and they're not shirking away. Like, Martinez will go and crash into an attacker. Eriksen consistently wants the ball. Doesn't matter if he's in space. It don't matter if there's one guy on him too. Like, he consists and just keeps us ticking. And that helps. And confidence breeds confidence. And like you mentioned it there, Andy, that's why we're now seeing the best out of Dalot. All of a sudden, Varane looks better when you have competent players. We've all played 5-a-side, 6-a-side, 11-a-side. When you're around better players, it improves your game. When you're around poor players, you're like, oh, jeez. Because you got to do more work. And that's what it is even at the highest level. And that's why we're now seeing this. Why Varane's looked incredible. I think every game he's played, we've won, I believe, this season. Goes to show, isn't it? Like, the impact that everyone's having on everybody.
Yeah, it's you know what, it's good, man. And like I said, that's why I'm all about the team chemistry. And that's why when we have, like, players who are not playing and then they're coming out and doing all these leaks, it gives us a bit of, I don't know, unstable figure. That's why I'm the way Ten Hag has dealt with even the Ronaldo situation, you have to give credit to, man, because it looked like he was leaving, it looked like he was going, and then it was like, well, hold on a minute, nothing's really happened, so I can't report back to you. And even the way Ten Hag's dealing with the media, for me, I just find it so refreshing that, well, he's like, well, I'll play him when I want to play him, or when he played against Brentford, didn't he? You know what I mean? I like that from the manager, because it's like he's not giving anything out that there's going to be any kind of like, that there's a different dynamic in the team. I like that for me personally. I don't know what you guys are thinking, but I think it's refreshing, man.
Absolutely. Very, very refreshing to have a manager who's actually getting the most out of our players, and we're seeing him do different things in terms of even in the game. We're seeing him make subs that are impacting the game. There's a plan. But then when things may be going wrong or the momentum's with the other team, switching it around, we've seen this against Arsenal type of thing. Utilizing what you have. All we want from Manchester United is compete, even if the other team's better. And that's why even you mentioned it, the Manchester Derby on Sunday. Yeah. We're all expecting us to compete. None of us here say, United are going to win 2-3-0. Like, no, we're going to go there with a game plan and compete and don't just get rolled over like we did last. That's gone. That's all we want. Don't just go there and fight. Give them a game. Hit them back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whether you lose the fight or not, hit them back.
Yeah, facts. This is what we want. And like I said, the Manchester Derby is around the corner. Obviously, you know what I mean. It is a little bit of a while away. But Andy, how are you feeling? How's your confidence going into that now? That Manchester Derby.
Got nothing to lose really. They're the champions. They're expected to smash everybody. FIFA cheat. Alfie's Xbox, PlayStation player all in one. I mean, he's phenomenal. I mean, if you look at it as well, just say he's not playing in the World Cup because they didn't qualify. He's got a full month off, so that's all going to benefit him in the future as well. So I'll just go there with confidence. Just give a game. That's all I want to be proud of. Just don't roll over and die and go hiding like you did the last 25 minutes last season. That's all I ask. Just give an account of yourselves and what it means to wear the shirt. Don't be, and I think we've got that now. Go with this run we've got a team spirit. And like you say, Saeed said like that. I hope Ten Hag deals with the outside controversy of the last 10 days. I just snip it in the bud this week on the training ground. Pull them in, nip it, it's done. I'm having no more. This is a leak again. This is a leak. It's come out, and these leaks are supposed to be not happening. So nip it in the bud. I don't want this affecting anything in preparation for the match and future matches. So, because we're in a good mode, we're in a good feel, and I want it to stay that way.
Yeah, exactly. Double A. It's one of them in it now. Big decisions for Ten Hag to make, though, in terms of the team and whatnot and the dynamic. You know what I mean? Are you happy for the team to keep playing in terms of, you know, the situation with McTominay and Casemiro? Even the fact that, you know, when you look at Anthony, would you throw him for this big game as well? Because normally he's gone with an Elanga, you know, just to kind of give you that defensive shape. But I think we have to go past that now, where we're looking for defensive shape. We've got to go at him. I think, you know what? Cancelo, as much as he's great going forward, I'm not going to lie to you, I think he's not naive, not bad, but he's still naive defensively. I think you can still get at him defensively.
Oh yeah, big time. And I think this is the culmination now of what Ten Hag's been doing for the last 5 or 6 weeks. So obviously, after the first 2 games, you know, like we're coming to M. Bison now. We're playing Street Fighter 2. This is the final boss. This is what we need. We need to test ourselves. Do you know what I'm saying? Like this is the test now, and you know, it's all well and good. Like say, we've built this solid base, and it's now time to really see where we are as a team. I think he should stick with the same team, the team that's been winning, and I include McTominay in that. He's done nothing for me to be replaced. I think he's even had a good international break. And we didn't mention him, but I think he's had 2 good games for Scotland in midfield as well. I know he's been playing at centre back for them, so you know even their manager's seeing now that he can do a job at midfield for him. I mean, I watched Casemiro against Ghana, and he looked like the Casemiro you'd expect. So hopefully he can bring that form back with him if he plays tonight as well. So I think Anthony as well. Alanga, you know, we're talking about form. Alanga's not in form. Alanga's not playing well for a few weeks.
I would have thought the Liverpool situation where we played that kind of that game where on the break we looked a bit dangerous and whatnot. Maybe it's thinking, but I think Anthony now we've got to go at him, man. We need to show that we've got something as well. You know,
he'll relish playing against City at the Etihad. Absolutely, you know, he's a big character. He's not afraid of anything. You saw it in the Arsenal game, and I think it's one he'll thrive in. And I'd go for the same team. I just think it's there, it's solid. I think they all trust each other, and they've got enough there to get the result. You know, we've seen City can be got at in this team, and they've got the deficiencies and the weaknesses. And I think Ten Hag's going to be planning to exploit them as best he can.
Yeah, what are you thinking, Flawless, in terms of the dynamics of this game? You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't really feel nervous about this game. I think, you know, we should really. I think right now every Man United fan should have their chest out. You know what I mean? Albeit people can say, you know, you're gonna get clipped and all that. I don't really care, if I'm being honest. Have your chest out. We're Man United. We've got players now. We've got a manager. We've got a certain belief. And Man City have not been great this season. If you look at it, like a lot of it has been down to the magnificence of Haaland. You know, if you look at their games, it's not been like, apart from, let's say, Nottingham Forest and let's say, who else has been there been convincing? Is that it? Nottingham Forest, where they blew them away? Was anyone else that they blew away?
Crystal Palace, wasn't it? They come back from Crystal Palace.
Yeah, Crystal Palace came back. I don't think anyone else they really blew away.
I mean, Stones is out Sunday. Is that right? I've heard.
Yeah,
that.
Stones got injured because
Yeah,
he came off
yeah,
against
So,
Germany.
like you say, look, you know what? Even laugh at him. If we get smashed Sunday, I'll still laugh at City fans because we're still in a good place. It's only one game.
Yeah,
If we
that's
get
legit.
smashed, I'll still laugh in City fans' face. And that'll rile them up even more because I won't be given the satisfaction of crying on a derby when I know we're still on the up.
Yeah, like, and legit, Andy, that's where it's at. All the pressure is on them. Of course, this is Manchester City. They're the best team in the league. You mentioned Haaland, cheat code, 100%. Double A said it. Final boss in Bison settings. That's legit. That's legit where they're at. But I like our chances because styles make fights, and they do play a high line. And with the likes of Rashford, Anthony, who we've mentioned, you've got Sancho, Bruno, Ericsson, who can also make third man runs from deep. We have the players to hurt them. Of course, their attack is very good, but defensively, we've been very, very, very solid. But I'd like to see Anthony start because if a chance drops to someone on that right-hand side, you want it to be him. Because even against Arsenal, people say, oh, we played on the break. People forget for the first 20 minutes, we bopped them off the park. And the first goal shown that. The first goal, I think every player on our team touched the ball. And it was a great team goal. So I hope we go there. And even though Manchester City will dominate possession, that we don't give them like 80-90% of the ball. Yeah, I hope it's like 65% and we get a chance to counter-attack. Because that is the way that's the way we're gonna get something from this game. Of course, City are to be respected, but I'm with you, Saeed. Am I scared? No. Do I fear them? No. But do I respect them because they're a good team? Yes. Like City can move to anybody. Any team that goes to the Etihad in a Premier League game is not the favorites. I'm saying you're the underdog. Whoever that team is, you're the underdog with us. But there's a feel-good factor going on, and our defense is going to get tested. And this is what we want. And hopefully they stand up to the test and we get a good result. I actually think we will get a result. I think it will be a draw. But anyhow we win, oh my, we are going to be unbearable. If we get a win, we better win. Yo, this show, your channel side to let you know, is going to do record low numbers.
Yeah.
It's going to be glowing. It's going to be glowing.
We're going to be
Meltdown.
There's going to be if we win, you'd think we've won the league. If we
I'm
manage
taking
to
a
win
back seat this Sunday. I'm at a family gathering and I'm going to watch the game from afar. I won't be doing any of this, but I'm taking a back seat, but I will enjoy it no matter what. And a nice time with my family and a nice meal.
Yeah, man, enjoy yourself, man. And hopefully 3 points for Manchester United as well. Because we've won there before. That's the thing. We have got results there before. Like I said, that high line they play. Obviously, Stones is out as well, which is a plus. I presume Diaz and Laporte, I think they're both fit. It'll probably be Walker and Cancelo. They can be got. They can, and we have the players because Rashford will be back fit, and I can see him in particular being key. Is
that true?
I'm hoping so. I'm sure he's back fit because it wasn't a major injury, was it?
Yeah, it wasn't.
So hopefully.
I'm surprised we didn't have a behind closed door game because there was a lot of players who didn't really go to the international break.
They need all the rest they can get, Saeed. They're going to play a lot. You know what I'm saying? They're going to play a lot.
True.
There's a lot of games coming up. They're going to get game time. They're going to get game time. Hopefully,
3 a week, mate.
Stupid 3 a week, exactly. And
I
hope
Everton on a Sunday, 7 p.m.
Yeah, Sunday, 7 p.m. Yeah.
That's disgraceful. It's borderline disgraceful.
That is wild.
These guys on, man.
When's the last train back to Manchester from Liverpool?
It's always around that
time. I think it's at OT, you know. I think
no.
Everton.
Is it away?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
So on a Sunday, that's bad for the fans. That is
that is bad.
Lack of care for the fans. Really don't give them monkeys.
No. They don't care. There's always cancellations nowadays, man. I'm always catching trains, and honestly, man, every minute there's a train cancelled. So, like I said, they don't really care. If I'm being honest with you, and it's like Amazon, even that Tottenham kickoffs at 8:15 on a normal, you know what I mean, normal midweek.
So Wednesday,
game. Innit? Wednesday, yeah, 8:15.
Like the Villa game, in the League Cup. I was looking forward to going with my dad to it. They've moved it to a Thursday night, and they've absolutely stuffed me. My dad's going, but I can't go with my dad now. I am absolutely fuming. Like I say, the Sky don't give a monkeys about the fans. It's all I say. It's all for money, and I'll say that loud and clear on here.
Why are you putting us on TV? By the way, we already play Premier League games. Like, why are you putting us on a Thursday, like on TV?
When are we going to get 3 o'clock? Guess when? Nottingham Forest, 3 o'clock Boxing Day. That is our first 3 o'clock of the season. Now that in itself is disgusting. And City have had about 4 or 5 3 o'clocks already. So it's pathetic.
It's because this World Cup. It's because of the World Cup.
Yeah.
That's what's messed it up. They have to, because they have to get these games in. Like the games must be played. Never mind the games that were postponed as well. The Leeds and Palace games. It's
Last time we
outrageous.
had
I
the
agree
3
with you.
o'clock. Last time we had the 3 o'clock Norwich City last season at Old Trafford. And that was like
Mm.
end of April, something like that.
Mad.
It's disgraceful.
It is because it's a money grab because they know Manchester United brings eyeballs to the product. So they're gonna we're a juggernaut in this country. They know that whether we're playing well, whether we're playing
season,
badly.
I want to see how many 3 o'clocks we get.
Very few.
Obviously, as well, it comes to Europa League as well. With the price you're paying it for Europa League now is you have to play on a Sunday, and this is the situation we did. That's why I was like, I don't want to even be Europa League. I know it's a competition.
Even a 3 o'clock on a Sunday, I'd be happy with that.
No chance. They would never do that. That 2 o'clock game was on. Remember that 2 o'clock game wasn't even on TV. So that Leeds game was perfect.
The Derby, the City game was supposed to be a 4:30, wasn't it? This Sunday, it was supposed to be.
And did they switch it?
Moved it to 2 o'clock.
Oh man, they could have just left it at 4:30, man. These early kickoffs are not the one on Sunday.
Well, there you go. But I think it's more for policing issues because Manchester's going to be crazy that day.
Yeah,
and
police do your job. Do your
Are the
job.
pubs shut or what? Are the pubs going to be shut? Are they going to be open or what?
Yeah, well, there you go. It's one of them, man. It's going to be a madness, man. I remember when when I was going to the derby in 2019, I think it was, the way they hoarded the United fans into like a section straight away. They wanted everyone in straight away. Anyone hanging around, man. So it was mad, honestly, man. You know what I mean? It's one of the situations.
He did it to my dad a few years ago. He was telling me today. I think he went 2014. He was in the way end. My dad lives down towards Ancoats. And they tried to send, my dad came out of the stadium. They tried to send him up to Openshaw. He told the coppers where to go. I'm going, I'll live that way. I'm going there. And he walked back to the 0-0 score. So my dad was right. I mean, it's never policed right anyway.
Yeah, no, it's not. And you know what I mean?
If you need to get to Manchester to get a lift or something, get a train, going up to via Openshaw and back down to Piccadilly. No, you're walking straight towards Manchester City Centre.
Yeah. Just sorry, people. You know what I mean? We're just talking about the way Manchester is and the way it is on a thing. Obviously, people around the world thinking, "What are you guys talking about?" But
they want to know this though, because this is an insight to them.
You want to know about Manchester culture and life. This is what it is on a derby.
This is an insight.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know, there used to be a pub near me. I forgot what it was here, but on Derby Day, they used to have these Manchester Chester group or whatever it's called, and they used to go to the Albert Inn near me. And then one day, group of youth guys got in there, started throwing stones and that, and I was walking past at that time, specifically after a derby. I was walking past here, and these guys threw it, and then it was like Green Street, and then man, they came running, and they went, "Go on, what are you fucking at?" I ran. I walked to some random house, pretending that's my house, and then I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to this. I'm going to stand there until it all clears away." Little did I know that the guy is like, "What are you doing on my doorstep?" This is sorry, man. I'm waiting for that this situation to clear. And the police came out of nowhere with them, the body footages and that, and the cameras and that, because obviously it's antisocial behavior. So they were just like, it was going mad, mate. So honestly, man. But luckily that pub's closed down now because it was just getting.
I think it'll go off. It'll go off Sunday. Yeah. Maybe not near the ground, but I think somewhere in Manchester it will go off.
Yeah. 100%, man.
And half an hour later, they're all friends again.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? That's what I'm saying. That's why Steve on the preview.
Divides families. Divides families. That's what it does.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me for an hour and a half and that. We ain't friends. We ain't family.
Exactly. I know. You ain't my dad. You ain't my mum. I'm not a what I know. I'm watching the derby. What do you want for your tea? We're not talking to you yet.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny, man. It's funny. But yeah, listen, people, we're going to wrap it up here. Big up to everybody who's locked in. Make sure you do, guys, smash a like on the video. Like I said, it's so important that you guys do that because it helps with the algorithm. It helps the channel, get to more people. So like I said, Man United Unfiltered podcast, tell a friend to tell a friend. We normally film on a Sunday, but because we missed a Sunday, we thought, you know what? Let's do it today. So big up to everybody watching. Andy, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for coming on, mate.
No problem. Thanks, and appreciate it. And fingers crossed that it's to Sunday. And win, lose or draw, Man United is still red.
There you go. Exactly. Double A, big up to you, man. Thanks for coming on, bro.
Anytime. You know what it is. Big up you, man. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. And yeah, I can't wait for Sunday. Come on, Reds.
Come on, United.
Let's have them.
Exactly. Big up, man. Sarcasm City flawless. Let them know, man. Big up to you, man.
Yeah, man. Every time Sarcasm City TV on YouTube and Twitch, people, make sure you go subscribe to the YouTube, follow the Twitch as well. Hey, man, I love this show. Saeed, blessed for having me as well. Big up the chat as well, man. Always active, man. Love to everyone who's supporting. Really appreciate it. Whether say United fans or not, man, it's all football and we just all running jokes. So yeah, man. Salute.
Big up, man. Big up to everybody. Big up to everybody. Make sure you guys follow all their channels. The link will be in the description. Make sure you go check out Boohoo, man, if you want 10% off your orders. Love, we're out.